GM friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about Solana staking. Recently, what's happened with me, like I decided to stake, but I just want to talk about all the research I had to do and why I think Solana staking is a very good strategy or meta going forward. I'm just gonna lay my case forward as to why I think it's a good idea. I've been neglecting it for a long time. I don't know why, because the bag I have is worth doing it. Like it's the returns are good. And so, yeah, that's what this video is about. Guys, per usual, nothing is financial advice in my videos. Let's get into the intro. I've been noticed and there's not too many websites to show you. So I'm just gonna actually say my stake. So recently, I've been thinking of staking Solana, and for a long time I neglected it. I think partly because I was thinking the unstaking period is a long time, like 21 days, like in Cosmos, or I know with Osmosis it's like 14 days. And with Solana, it's actually just one epoch, which is 2 to 3 days. And so that's what first got me to pay even more attention. And so I started to do research and cons. So what are the pros? So I've written these down. This is like a thesis that I made for myself. So first of all, if you have a conviction in Solana, so you're already holding Solana, you're not specifically buying Solana for the rewards, right? Because you could do a lot of things with your funds. Now, if you actually think Solana is worth holding, then the whole option of staking makes sense. How we're gonna stake, etc. We're gonna get to that in a second. Sorry. So first of all, you have to have a conviction play in Solana. Does it make sense for you to even hold Solana? Do you like holding Solana? Do you think it's gonna go up? Me personally, like I said previously, my lowest target is 350. My more moderate target, optimistic target, is around 650. And so I don't plan to sell anytime soon unless I think we've peaked out or I've hit my targets, etc. And so I know for at least another few months, etc., I could be getting some rewards. And so that's the conviction play that I have. So my Solana is already going to increase from, now it's like 120, $130 to like maybe $600. So another 6x, right? And so on top of that, I'm going to be making 7% a year. So this 7% APR is big inflation. Now, the thing is, if you don't stake, you're losing 7% of the Solana every year. It's like inflation in the real world. If the currency is debasing by 15%, or you're losing purchasing power by 15% a year, that means you're losing 15% of your money every year, because you won't be able to buy the same thing you could have when you had the money. So it's the same thing with Solana. Solana's inflating about by 6-7% a year. And then I think the true yield that they give you from staking, I think is like less than 1%. I'm not sure how much that is, but it's very less. But so if you don't stake, you're losing 7% a year, because everyone else, the token is inflating by 7%. So not staking, you would actually lose out. And then the other good thing is you get airdrops. So airdrops in the Solana ecosystem is not as prominent as the Cosmos ecosystem, how they've been known to get lucrative airdrops, etc. But this is the interesting thing that I haven't seen anyone talking about. So first of all, just like how other communities used to include Ethereum, even if they weren't like an Ethereum-based project directly, they would give Ethereum-based project airdrop, like recently we saw with Celestia, etc. I think in the future, because Solana is the consensus trade, because it's like it's the Ethereum of this cycle, as in last cycle Ethereum was the main one, and the one before that was Ethereum and Bitcoin, right? They were like the consensus trade. I think this year is going to be Solana, and so we've already seen it. So there's proof in what I'm talking about. So recently, Dimension, which is a project mainly in the, like, you could say in the Cosmos space, etc., Cosmos E space, they decided to include Solana holders in their airdrop criteria. And so a lot of people, I realized, that didn't think they were going to be eligible. I told them to check, and they were eligible because they was holding Solana, right? And so I think this trend will increase. So not only are you going to get airdrops from outside ecosystem, you're going to get airdrops from Solana based projects as well, hopefully in the future. And so that's another one of my reasons. The other good thing is it auto compounds. So if you see Cosmos and like Celestia, Tia, all of those coins, Dimension, etc., I'm staking, you have to go every few days depending on how much you've earned, claim him and restake. You can do it in one button, but you still have to do that to use those payouts, right? Whereas with Solana, it auto compounds, which I think is the best thing, because then you can just withdraw when you want to, and it's layer auto compound. Because usually when you're staking, you're not trying to withdraw every day or every few days, right? You just want it to compound and compound as much as possible. And so, yeah, so I think that the auto compounding thing is a big plus. And like I said, you can actually have liquid staking. So there's a few projects like Lido, Jupiter, Marinade, sorry, not Jupiter, Jito. I'll get into in a second. They're liquid staking, which means if you don't even want to wait for the one epoch, which is few days, to unstake your Solana, you can increase your risk a little bit and do liquid staking. Me personally, my strategy, I'm going to tell you later on in the video, so stay tuned for that. So then now I want to talk about what are the risks, what are the problems with staking, what you should be aware of. So there's something called slashing. I don't know if you guys know what slashing is. But slashing, when you giving your tokens out. So first of all, I didn't mention this, but when you stake your tokens in Solana, the validator doesn't have access to your tokens. So they can't steal your tokens or anything like that, the way the mechanism is. Now, because you're validator, as in you're giving it to a validator, they're voting on your behalf. And so if they do anything malicious, they decide to do something malicious, your tokens could get slashed, as in you could lose some of that Solana. But that rarely happens, and you could always move it to another validator if one of the validator misbehaves. So that's one of the risks. The other risk is the smart contract risk. That's with everything in crypto. Literally anything in crypto is based on smart contracts. So that's everything. Another thing is the depeg. So one of the problems you get in Solana is the liquid stake token like MSOL or BSOL, whichever token, right? It could deep. So what I mean by that is in the FTX, when FTX was crashing, MSOL was actually depegging from actual Solana. They're always meant to be one for one, right? Or you're meant to get more Solana for the stake token because you accrue the value in the stake token, right? And so Marinade Finance's token, MSOL, did depeg from Solana. But number one, that was only for one epoch, which means it was a few days. And then after that, it fixed. And number two, Marinade Finance, all these Solana peg tokens, they were smaller then. So hopefully this time when it happens, and if it does happen, it won't be that much of a big deal. But something like FTX to happen again, it is something to worry about. And then Black Swan, if a Black Swan type event happens, then your liquid stake token could depeg from the Solana stake ratio, right? So those are the risks. I do want you guys to keep that in mind. There's no such thing as a free lunch. Whenever you get extra yields, there's always extra risk that you have to take. So just bear that in mind. But do I think it's worth it? I certainly think it is worth it, and hence why I've started to do it. So how to stake is very straightforward. All you need is a Phantom wallet. I'll put the link in the description, but phantom.app is the website, and the Twitter is twitter.com/phantom with a PH. Okay, so once you're in there, you just go on their website, download the app, the extension there. We have a Chrome extension, just like MetaMask and all the other wallets, right? And then you just load your Solana. You can get Solana from, I believe they do support some fiat rounds, but you can get it from Solana, from Binance, KuCoin. Any of the major exchanges have Solana, and then just deposit your Solana in your Phantom. And so you would get your deposit address from here. You go into your Solana, hit receive, and then copy this. And then from KuCoin or Binance, you would just send your Solana in here. This, you can either scan the QR code or paste the address. Once you've done that, all you do is you hit your Solana, and then you hit stake, start earning Sol, and then you choose a validator. Which validator you're going to choose, I'm going to talk about that in the video, but just bear in mind, you just choose a validator. Let's say we want to go with Phantom validator, and then you just put how much Sol you want to stake, and then hit stake, and then it will take a few days, so you're not going to earn rewards in those 2-3 days. Once you get your epoch, then once that epoch is over, you're going to go in. So I literally done a few days ago, and now I'm starting to earn rewards, but I haven't seen any rewards because I think I get the rewards every epoch. So after the epochs finish, every 2-3 days, that's when I'm going to be able to see my balance, and I'm going to show you where you can see your balances. So just bear in mind. So that's how you're going to actually do the staking. It's very straightforward. You just need Phantom, put your Solana in there, hit stake, and then choose a validator. Now I'm going to help you with the validator, etc. Now in terms of how many tokens you want to do, now this is like, because of how airdrops have given tokens, etc., you might be thinking, how should I do it? Shall I put it in all one wallet? Me personally, I've split mine up over a few wallets because I have a decent bag, and I think that I'll always hit the minimum threshold regardless of what it is, right? And so, but if you're not sure how much to do, etc., I would say probably like threshold, there's like $1,500 if you can afford, then do that, then 1K, etc. I think it'll be in thresholds, especially some of these airdrops, they require you to have a certain amount of tokens, and I think 500 to a K is going to be like the sweet spot. That if they ask for more than that, then they're literally going to be asking for too much, because a lot of people can't afford more than 500, 1K roughly, especially it's just one coin, right? And then you're meant to have other coins, right? A whole portfolio. So most people can't afford more than 500 to a K in a coin. So asking for more than that, I think, would be asking for too much. And then choosing a validator. Now, one of the things you want to do when you're choosing a validator is you want to choose someone that's not like a centralized company and they're charging a lot of fees, right? You want to get someone that's like community based, that's charging less fees. So these are the validators. So there's 3 or 4 websites you can use. So let's go on the website. So this is StakeView. This is a very good website that tells you about the current yields, etc. people are giving, and you can see all the details about them. Go on the website, etc. So StakeView.app. I'll put the links in the. Then there's validators.app as well. So here, anything over 9, this is the score ranking. So anything over 9 is very good in terms of if you want to choose them. So these are scored, the different metrics, etc. Then there's top validators.app. Here you can check as well. And lastly, you can check Solana Beach /validators. So here you can see some of the big ones, but can you see they're taking commission, very high commission, 8%, 7%. So the average, I would say, what you want to settle on is 5% and lower. I know you probably don't want to sift through these. So Everstake isn't actually bad, but they're taking quite a bit. So you might not want to sift through them. So I'll just tell you what I'm actually using myself. So I'm actually using this one, Shinobi Systems. They're taking 3%, and they're very community oriented, etc. So I decided to stake with them. I'm going to tell you my other people that I've staked with as well. Stake with us. These are another people. I know them through one of the Telegram groups I'm in. I think I'm staking some of my Cosmos or TR through them as well. Great guys, and I never had any issues with them, and I have that benefit of chatting to them on Telegram. So that's a plus. So I've also done it with them as well. I've done Marinade Finance and Solblaze. I've got the BSOL token as you know, the token that they give you, the liquid stake token. So if you guys know what I should do with my BSOL, let me know. I know I can put it in Camino or something, some other places. Let me know where the best places or what I can do with my BSOL. I want something very low risk that I can, you know, if ever I want to unstake my Solana, I can get my BSOL straight away and give it back. So let me know what you think where the best places. You can either chat to me in my Telegram or tell me in my comments. So that's Solblaze. And Marinade Finance, I've done both of them. So they have actually 2 options. Okay, so liquid staking. Here I've done this option and I've done the native staking. So I've got a good diversity in where, like I said, because I have a decent amount of Solana, I've decided to stake it in various wallets and try various different levels of risk as well. So I have some native staking. I have 2 wallets, native staking without any liquid staking. Then I have liquid staking as well. And Lido, the reason why I didn't use it, like no Jito, I didn't do Jito because it's geo blocked in the UK. And so yeah, so those are the 5 places that I'm staking my Solana. And what I've done, so that's my personal strategy. And then what I've done is, what you want to do is you want to leave some extra Solana. I would say, like, if you're doing multiple wallets, make sure you leave like 1 Solana, 1.5 Solana to do some of the tasks, right? So you can do some swaps in Phantom, or your drip, or whichever. Since you're making extra wallets, you might as well keep them active and start training them, because in the long term, this is going to be good. Now, in terms of how I done that, I set my Solana, just so that they don't think I'm a bot or something like that. I sent my Solana from my main wallet to an exchange, and then I sent it from that exchange to the separate wallets. So I'm not doing like a mass scale farming or anything like that. I just believe the airdrops, the way they're gonna do the airdrops is, I'll be eligible if I decide to stake it in different wallets. I'll be eligible in all of them because I've got a decent amount. So that's how I've done it. And then in terms of unstaking, what my strategy with that is, towards the bull run, when I think it's peaking or when I plan to cash out 2-3 days before, I'll unstake my tokens, make sure they're all liquid, etc. And that's it. Then I will sell, or, you know, depend on what it is. I might just hold it until I plan to like get out the market, or depend on the situation. But yeah, so that's kind of my plan. I'm gonna let it sit until where I believe the peak of the bull run is. So that's that. And miscellaneous. So yeah, I told you guys that already. They don't have custody of your coin, and unstaking period takes about a few days. And yeah, to see your staking rewards, you would need to go to Solana Beach. I had it here somewhere. Yeah, so if you go to Solana Beach, all you need to do is put your address in here, put any like crypto address in there, and then it will say stake rewards or something, one of the tabs. You just click on that and it will show you your staking rewards. And so that's about it, guys. Hope you got some alpha from this video. I've done quite a bit of research to see what's the optimal way to do with reducing my risk a lot. So I've not put everything in one place, or I'm trying to do it strategically to get as much as I can through airdrops and staking rewards and reducing my risk. But at the same time, I don't have it too crazy, like running like a bot farm or anything like that, or something insane like that. So hopefully you got some value from this video, and I'll see you in the next one.